On this slide, I'm going to teach you a strategy for reading multisyllabic words, or words that have more than one syllable. We're always going to follow the same steps. The first thing we'll do is we're going to find the vowels, and we're going to underline the vowels in the word. Now, these are the vowel letters A, E, I, O, and U. Now, sometimes we'll see vowel combinations together that are representing one sound. But in these words, we're just going to be working with single vowels in this particular lesson. So let's go ahead and underline those vowels. Now, if your teacher printed this out for you, you can do it with, as I'm doing it, you can do it on your paper. If you don't have it in front of you, you can do it with me and watch me do it. Ideally, you want to have your own copy because it will give you the opportunity to have a chance to underline the vowels. So how many vowels do we see in the first word? Good, 2. There's the letter A and the letter I. So we have 2 vowels. So that's the first step. We underline the vowels. Our second step is we write each chunk in a syllable box, and we have to make sure that each vowel gets a box. So there has to be a vowel in the box. And a tip is to start each chunk with a consonant. Remember, we talked about consonants. Those are those obstructed sounds where our lips, teeth, or tongue get in the way. So anything that's not a vowel is a consonant. And the reason we want to start each chunk with a consonant is because when we speak words, that is how our mouth naturally says the word. We tend to start with a consonant sound. So it will make it easier as we go to read the word. So we're going to take a look. We've got the P, the L, the A, and then you see there are 2 consonants. So we can put one of the consonants in the first box, and then we can start. Do you see the second consonant here? We can start our next chunk with that consonant. Okay, and then our third step is to read the chunks and blend. So let's go ahead and do that. Ready? Read with me. Plastic. Put it together. Plastic. So you might have a plastic water bottle that you drink from. Plastic. Okay, the next one is a little bit longer. Let's take a look at the next word. We're going to start with number 1. Read it with me. Say it with me. What do? Underline the vowels. Okay, so start from left and go to right. There's number 1. And these vowels are apart from each other. They're not next to each other. So we know that they're each going to be their own chunk because they're spaced out. So we have our first chunk. Let's write our first chunk in the first box. Remember, we need a vowel. Good. Now you can see that we have a consonant, and then we have another consonant here. Happens to be the letter T again, so that's going to start our next chunk. So let's go ahead and write our next chunk. And then we have another T that can start our last chunk. So lots of T's in this word. All right. Now we have all of our chunks written. Now, because this is a 3-chunk word, I'm going to teach you a little tip. Now, some kids might be able to read all of those chunks and blend them all together without a problem, but many kids can't do that. For many students, trying to blend them all together is too much at once. So we can try doing something called blending as we go. We're going to read the first chunk, second chunk, put those chunks together, and then read the third chunk and put it all together. So watch me. Ready? Fan-tas. Put it together. Fantastic. Put it together. Fantastic. So did you see how I blended each chunk as I went? I didn't wait until the end. I didn't read them all and then blend. I blended as I went, and it's easier to do it that way to remember what all the chunks will be.